Hey, and welcome back to the series about building a video game collection from near nothingness. My name is Video Game Cadet, and this is episode 9 this week. Now, those of you that are fans of the series about live game hunting, I won't be recapping or showcasing any of the items I've picked up recently while game hunting for those episodes. So all these new finds I have are ones that are either through trades or gifts to me, or ones that I did pick up in the wild but I wasn't recording at the time. So stay tuned because these are some awesome game finds and I really want to show them to you.
You crazy mother.
Thank you again for tuning into this week's episode. If you're new to the channel or you like the content you see, be sure to subscribe and throw a like or comment my way. I always love to hear from you guys. But let's go ahead and get started with the game finds for this week.
3.
So to kick off this week's game finds, I have some really awesome stuff that I found at Goodwill's this week. Now normally I would like to put that in my live game hunting episodes, but I did not bring my camera out on one trip where I had some awesome game finds. So it was unfortunate that I didn't bring my camera, but I am pretty excited about picking up some new games. So to start off with, we have a couple of Game Boy games. Here is Namco Museum on the Game Boy Advance. That is a very fun game. It includes like Miss Pac-Man and Dig Dug and some other oldies that are really fun to play. Here we have Pokemon Yellow. So this is the 3rd edition of the original Game Boy games. I have never owned the yellow version, but I'm a big fan of Pokemon and especially the first 3 games in that series. I love playing my Pokemon Red, so very excited about adding Pokemon Yellow. Next up, I went to another Goodwill store where I found Gamecube games, which I don't know about in your area, but they seem really rare for Goodwills in my area. So I was really excited. I don't have a huge Gamecube collection, so that day I went out really helped fill out my collection. So I have Blood Rain, Serious Sam. One that I was very excited when I saw it on the shelf was Metroid Prime. Now most of these, I think only 1 or 2 are not complete in box, and here is one that is, and so it was very awesome to find a complete in box Metroid Prime and not one that I had in my collection. And then here is another multi-pack game. It is Midway Arcade Treasures. So a multi-pack game full of Midway's, some of their really fun old games like Mortal Kombat and games like that. And then next up, I went to another Goodwill store where, surprisingly enough, they had more Gamecube games. So I went from like never seeing Goodwill Gamecube games to seeing just tons. So I picked up Medal of Honor Frontline, WrestleMania X8. Another one I'm really excited about owning is Animal Crossings for the GameCube. And to my delight, it is complete. I think only like 1 or 2 of all these GameCube games are not complete in the box. Here we have Street 2. It is a fun football game. And then I have Street 3. This is a basketball game in the Street series. And if you can see up there in the top left corner, it has all the Mario characters included in this game. So that's kind of a cool added feature. One I was awesome to find was Kirby Air Ride. This is an incredible game. I really enjoy it. So another complete GameCube game. Next up we have Rocket Power Beach Bandits. I haven't played that one before, but it looks like a pretty fun title. I went ahead and picked up this NBA Live 2005. It's not any treasure by any means, but I figured while I was getting all these GameCube games, I should just probably scoop them all up. Next up, we got The Herbs, Sims in the City. And then the last GameCube game find for the day was Warrior World. So if you guys know GameCube games, this is another really fun one to play, and it is complete. So really fun one to play. And so yeah, I went from never seeing GameCube games at Goodwill's to finding so many and just an awesome day for game hunting. So I found 14 GameCube games that were $2 a piece, I think. So I spent $28 on the GameCubes, and then an additional $2 for the Game Boy games. So I think I total spent $30 that day, which is pretty awesome because probably the Pokemon Yellow could cover the whole cost if I was, worried about the financial impact of this day. But I'm really excited about having these games added to my collection.
2.
So next up, I actually have some game finds that I got through a trade with another video game collector in my area, and some stuff I'm really excited about. So I did trade some good NES games for these, but I got Paper Mario for the N64. I didn't own this when the N64 was the current generation console, so I'm excited about owning it now. Next up, we have Secret of Evermore. This is a Japanese style RPG for the Super Nintendo. I was really excited about finding this. It seems like Super Nintendo games are just becoming more and more rare to find complete in box. And it was very cool to find such a good condition Secret of Evermore. Very fun game, and I do recommend it. Next up, we have the Wonder Swan Color. This is a handheld gaming device from the early 2000s. And if you're not familiar with it, it's probably just because it was a Japanese-only handheld. It is a import to the U.S. And, I've never seen it before in person, so I was very excited about finding this. And then lastly, for that trade, I did get a game for that system, and it is Mr. Driller. And it's another one of those cardboard box games, so I'm glad it's in good condition as well. So there are 4 new items for my collection through a trade with a collector, and I thought it was pretty fair. He walked away very excited with his games, and so did I.
1.
So for the last video game pickups I got for this week, there are actually some gifts that I received. So to start off with, I got this from my brother for Christmas. Very exciting. So this is a Sega Genesis clone system. And so the good part about that is it has 40 built-in Sega games, which I'm sure you can't see the titles, but there's some really good ones in there, and I'm really excited about it. And unlike many clone systems, it does support the Sega Genesis cartridges, so you can pop in your own game carts and play those games as well. So in that way, it is a very cool clone system for the Sega Genesis, and so I'm very excited about having it. And next up, this was a gift from a friend that I was very excited about. This is the Nintendo Virtual Boy and its controller. So this is one of those kind of like a gaming oddity, at least to me. It was from 1995 and Nintendo's first foray into 3D gaming, and it was kind of a flop as a system, but I think it's really cool, and I was excited about picking it up. Obviously, I have a very good friend for him to give this to me, and yeah, I'm just really excited about owning it and putting it into the collection as well. So that wraps up all the game finds that I had for this last week, but make sure to come back next week for episode 10 in the series. And if you're a fan of the live game hunting videos that I do, I'll have a new episode rolling out in the next few days. I have it all filmed, I just need to do a little bit of editing. So yeah, you can definitely expect that in the next few days. If you enjoyed this video or any of the other ones back at my channel, be sure to subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. And throw a like or comment on this video because I love to hear from everybody that watches. Now, a few things that I wanted to mention before I let you go. To start off with, thank you for my awesome wife for getting this very cool Video Game Cadet t-shirt. I got this for Christmas and it was really thoughtful for her to give this to me as a gift. Next up, I wanted to give a shout out to a channel called DDGames. I will provide a link to their channel in the description down below. They gave me a shout out in one of their recent episodes, and I thought that was really nice of them, so I wanted to do similar to them. If you're a fan of live game hunting, that's the type of episodes they do, so definitely check them out. And lastly, there is a new channel that I just recently found called The Game Hunters. I'll provide a link down in the description below of them too. They do live game hunting, video game unboxing episodes, and all other types of stuff, and I think their content is really awesome, so I wanted to give them a shout out. So if you like these style videos, be sure to check out that channel as well. I think that wraps up everything I wanted to say. So until next time, Video Game Cadet reporting out.